Are y'all ready to go on an adventure? On a vacation? On a not here? Click, click. Just gonna run across the entire goddamn map to Caed now. Because I would like to expand my roster. So let's proceed with the story for a bit before I go storming a castle. It's usually bad to do that. So I'd like to have more people. And that's normally found via story progress. Just off the side of the path into Caed stands an imposing figure, a tall, thick-set Amawa clan in worn armor, and peering up at the outer walls of the keep. In his hand is a small piece of charcoal, and it works feverishly taking notes upon a small scrap of paper. More than once he has to reach up to prevent a colorful cap from falling off his head as he gazes upward. That moldy brickwork must be fascinating. The man looks over at you, blinking in surprise. His face splits in a wide and very toothy grin, and he waves the parchment in greeting.
It is. Well, not the wall itself, perhaps. The construction is very traditional. There are names scratched upon some of the bricks, just there. Workers and masons, I expect, carving a little immortality for themselves. It's a fine keep, Caed. 2 centuries to its name, and abandoned for nearly as long. But the truly interesting part is in there, and I haven't had much luck in reaching the keep itself. I hoped to find the master of this place, a man by the name of Maerwald, but it seems that he either holds his privacy most dear, or else has been devoured by his house guests.
What do you want from Maerwald?
Knowledge. Or, to be less clever about it, a certain text. I've come in search of a great treasure, you see. Not gold or silver, but the Tanvi Oratoa. You might call it the Book of Virtues. It's a sacred text of Rauatai, but we possess only a small fragment of it.
A year, I've journeyed in search of the rest. I found evidence suggesting that the original lies here, beneath the keep. I want to ask Maerwald if he knows of it. And you, my friend? Why are you here? I too wish to speak to Maerwald. Truly? Then perhaps we can help one another. The grounds are infested with all manner of beasts. I've never seen the like. I didn't want to risk it alone, but you seem capable. Together, I'm sure we could manage it, and then we can both ask our questions of Maerwald. Let's go meet with Maerwald then.
Excellent. Lead on, my friend, and I will be at your heels. Wait. Speaking of that, I ought to warn you first. Wondrous teeth, I nearly forgot. I have, at times, been followed. It began in Adir, and in Exometal they attacked outright. I believe they do not wish for me to find what I am looking for. I say believe, but I have been told as much by one of my would-be assassins. I paid them little mind. Humorless sorts in long robes. But it's why I bought the sword, you see. And it's only fair that you should know.
You seem very calm about this.
Well, it's not as if I'm going to turn around and go home at their urging. If their previous efforts are anything to go by, we have very little to worry about.
Wow. Get dunked on and all that, apparently. You know, this team could do with a little rearranging. Chanters in the front.
Hey.
Tank, and then spellcasters. Just have some kind of order that makes almost sense, because they were still in the order that they had joined the party in. Alright. Try to make a bit of sense of this. There we go. Alright, buddy. Kana. I forgot to do the thing where you disable the auto leveling, so we auto leveled 2. I keep forgetting about that. I should really find that setting. I'm not really sure where it is, honestly. If we are going to be totally honest. There's a lot of settings in this game. Oh, you can turn off the stash being so accessible. Auto level companions. Yep. Missed it for Kana. I could reload my save and just redo that conversation real quick, I suppose. Let's see what he has for starters. Because it would be nice if he did not just have the exact same spells as me. So he has a Hel Hurath crashed upon the shield, which is what I have. He has the summon 3 skeletons spell, and he's got thunder rolled like waves on black seas. Okay, so he literally has 2 of the same 3 vocations I have. Yep. Time to load my save. Click that setting and then just click my way through that conversation real quick. That'll be a bit faster. Because I should really customize him. If I'm going to have 2 chanters in the party, which I like the idea of, because chanters seem really cool, and if you have them doing completely different chants and vocations, then it doesn't feel like it's that much of a brutal overlap necessarily. Auto level companions is staying off. Cool.
It is, but the truly interesting part is in their knowledge. Excellent. I say believe. Well,
there we go. Easy enough.
I'll venture ahead.
Oops, and I can quickly fix the party. Not very much time lost. Gotcha. Alright. So now, what's his deal? I've got a bunch of points to spend. So cancel level up to 2. So he's starting off at level... Yep, starting off as a first level chanter, not enchanter.
Yes.
So he currently has... Okay, so he starts off as a starting spell as being the 3 skeletons. That's good. So immediately he starts off with not the same thing as me. What does he have for chance? He has the plus 10 fortitude, plus 10 will chant, and he's got the increased movement speed and reflex chant, which I think is neither of the ones I have, right? No, I have the... Yeah, I do have at the sight of their comrades, their heart grows bold. So I'll have to make sure that those are offset between the 2 of us so that they're not chanting the same chants at the same time. But eventually when I have 4 chants, or when we both have 4 chants, whenever that happens, then I can make it so that we're not just casting the same things constantly. But yeah, I have dull the edge, blunt the point, and come, soft winds of death. Which is an AoE damage attack, so I think I could do that on both of them. I could probably, since it's just an attack, I could probably stack that. Whereas I'm not sure you could actually stack these. But, you know, variety is good. Alright. Time for a level up episode. So we kind of already have a lore specialist, a mechanic specialist, survival specialist. I'll probably get a rogue at some point. But I should have a stealth specialist, so... Let's make this guy especially good at stealth. Just for the sake of it, I suppose. Except, it's rough because, of course, he starts with all this bonus and lore. It's just not very useful when I already have that stat. So I'll try investing in stealth, but ultimately another character who's already better at stealth will outclass him. So maybe I should go into mechanics instead, because different people being able to disable traps is still helpful, I suppose. But my main character will always be in the party, so lore will be a useless upgrade. I don't know, if anyone's going to specialize in stealth, it should probably be somebody who at least has any bonus points in it, right? I don't know. Maybe I'll put points into it like literally the next level. Oh boy. So we already have that one and that one in the party. This was the shock damage versus enemies. Since I could make him more of a explicit attacking character, since my character has more status effect spells. So this is the Phantom Summon. This is the friendly AoE that adds resistance to my allies. Yeah, let's start with the Thunder spell. That sounds like fun. Add another element to my docket throughout my cast. Oh god, talents. Leveling does not come easy in this game. Not really complaining, just being very aware. Okay. Should I just do Ancient Memory again? What I should do is look into whether or not Ancient Memory stacks. Okay, as far as I can tell, buffs don't stack, but Ancient Memory does stack because it's just like a direct heal pulse that's happening individually each time. And also damaging ones do stack. So I think I'm gonna go with Ancient Memory. Because having 2 passive AoE heals is pretty good, as it turns out. Another point to mechanics, I suppose. And now I get to go into these. So we have Dull the Edge, Blunt the Point, which I already have on my other character. Thick Grid Their Tongues, reduces concentration of enemies, which is good. And then this one just drains health directly from the enemies, which is also pretty good. Having 2 AoE damage attacks is pretty strong, actually. Next level. Wow, these go fast. We're back to invocations again. I have that and that and that on my other character. So I'll probably go for, yeah, give my allies bonus damage reduction. And then Beloved Spirits, which makes Ancient Memory even stronger, which is scary. Done. Level 4 Chanter. That went faster than I thought it would, once I got the basics down. Yep. Oof. Right, attempted formations don't really work out very well. What are you doing? The algorithm for formations is strange when it has to deal with restricted geometry. Try this a little bit. There we go. It takes the origin point and then runs... It projects like a ray from that direction to the place you told them to go to, and then so they'll basically run from that trajectory and then just hit a wall and stop. And that's how they decide these screwed up things where somehow you end up with a spellcaster like in front of the other group, and I'm like, okay. A slightly weird collision situation. Okay, so the important thing is I don't want my chance to have the same pattern. So both of us have, at the side of the comrades, their hearts grow bold, and we can't have them happen at different times. I mean, we can't remove that from our system unless we want to... Well, we can, actually. In fact, I literally can do that. But the problem is that, I don't know. Well, I might as well have the opening chant be the speed boost. Then damage deal, then heal. There's a little bit of overlap tail between the two of them, and they might also get off kilter and start overlapping. As far as I can tell, the damage ones do overlap. So that's good. But this is a good buff, so having it be up basically all the time, except basically this chunk of the timeline or whatever, is pretty good. For that matter, how long is the tail on my chance? Linger is 2.6 on my main character. Linger is 2.7. Do you have even more intelligence than I do? You do. Yeah. I didn't fully necessarily consider what I should have been doing, which is that, yeah, this character's higher on Constitution, you're higher on Might. I might have built the character differently if I had fully considered the fact that this is more of a D&D setup where you kind of are stuck with these stats permanently-ish, as opposed to a lot of RPGs where you kind of get to apply more points to them over time as you level up. In stuff like D&D, you get stuck with these stats, pretty much like stuck in that exact configuration, and you can not really increase them beyond that point ever, or only very occasionally by a slight amount. So I probably should have gone deeper into intelligence, because the cap is probably 18, if it's anything like 3.5 and stuff like that. Which in D&D, it's not permanently capped at 18, it's that you can only make a character up to 18 from the dice rolls, and then it's other modifications that can make you go higher, like a racial bonus, or additional level up in perks, or other bonuses, basically. I just want to ride past that mushroom back there. It is fine. We're fine. I'm probably not gonna... That's probably not the way in, so I'm just gonna poke around. One shattered cask still smells faintly of ale, long spilled into the dirt.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Not very quiet.
He's making jokes about how he's not a stealthy boy. You say that now until I turn around and make you stealth boy. Alright, let's go into the scary building now.
Cold and dry with cobwebs in every crack. It reminds me of Woodica.
Of Woodica. Ooh, a theater. Or some kind of audience chamber. Get him! Hang on, do you have a gun? Yeah, I thought that. Like, I just had this moment of realizing, like, is he using a gun? Huh. Didn't recognize that at first. That came as a surprise. Huh. I probably want to switch him to the S-Stock because his buffs may be more useful within a certain range. Ah. Can I see his chant range effectively? These are his other attacks. Let's see, this thing has a range of 10 meters. What's your chant range? Doesn't say. Wouldn't it be nice if some of this information could be more clearly displayed? That's just the right-click feature. Yeah, how big are your chants? Ooh, did it just show up for a second there? That's your gun. Yeah. I'm not altogether sure how big his chants are. Whatever, let's just finish this fight. Switching weapons mid-fight's a pain anyway. Let's have everyone take out the big bad big guy. He's been stunned. Fight's starting off pretty healthy. Yep, it's just a big old scary gun. I mean, admittedly, the gun probably does a type of, it's pierce damage, which is probably underrepresented because you're using crush. Why are you still using the mace? It's because I didn't switch you back, did I? No, you're using that right now. Blue is the current weapon. Is it? You show up as being using the blue gun, but you show up as being using the not blue weapon. You show up as using the yellow... Oh, the blue is just fine. Yeah, that just means it's fine. It's not highlighting that that's the one being used right now. Yeah. I think nothing on the screen tells you what weapon they're using right now, except looking at their weapon. Okay. So, I'm currently using slash pierce. You're full pierce. You're a bludgeoning boy with crush damage. And then your weapon does pierce crush. This is a... And that's crush burn. It's a bit of a full spectrum of rock, paper, scissors going on, more or less, isn't it? Things are going pretty a-okay. Let's see here. Defender. Constant recovery. I'm trying to see some kind of evidence of them healing over time, which I'm kind of not seeing. Man, now when fights last slightly longer, I'm gonna be able to just dump damage on everybody. Including 2 characters' summons. Or 2 characters exploding outward with energy all of a sudden. That'll be some fun. This trapdoor has been battered by the elements. Tugging on the rusted handle only produces a heavy rattling. A flame blight, isn't that exciting? Kill it. Kill it to death. 2 flame blights. It's immune to whatever Kana's using right now. Alright, well, Eder was able to hit it. So, Kana, stop firing gun. It's ineffective. So fuck him up. Also, the flame blights don't seem very effective at surviving, so we're good. I wish I could see more evidence of our healing. Eder heals about 2 endurance per second just on his own. But then it only lists at the side of their comrades, and Blessed was when... which I'm thankful for. But okay, there's Ancient Memory. So Jaskier hit 3 people, Kana hit 4 people. Which is just a constant healing. So that's just happening. So yeah, that's keeping the party very healthy, I think. That's 3 heal over times that are passively stacked on the tank all the time, which seems like not a bad option. You can tell the tank's taking damage. You can tell that Eder's taking damage because his actual health is slowly going down, but you can't see the endurance damage happening because his freaking health just immediately is always recovered. Is he dead already? Yeah, he is. Take that, Will-O-Wisp. Damn. Relatively small area. Oh, hello.
Leave our village! We've done nothing to you!
I don't think he's happy to see us.
You can't do this!
Spectral smoke churns all around you. At first you see nothing except the haze, but gradually you make out the wizened, hunched shape of an old elven man. His face and bone-thin arms are smeared with paint. You can't do this, he shakes his head, spitting the words at you. Do what?
This is our village, our home! The Nine Claws have lived here almost 50 generations. We were here long before your kind brought war to our lands. You can't just burn it all! Have mercy, soldier! Our warriors have all gone! You can't burn us all because of them!
He reaches out to you and opens his mouth to say something, but all that emerges is a series of violent coughs. He falls to his knees, choking on the thickening smoke. Flames overtake the vision as you back away. So he burned to death while pleading with the soldiers not to kill them. Didn't work. There's a door there. Lots of wisps to destroy. You could just see it happen. You could just see Eder take damage and then instantly recover all of that health, and after one little moment. And the enemy's dead. God damn. Wait, is he alive? He is. He just turned invisible. We're still in combat. Okay. The will-o-wisp has vanished, and now we're just continuously enchant mode.
Let's go.
You guys are going to be in trouble when we maximum stack all of our summons now, because we have all of these chants build up. Yeah, that'll be a bit of a mess for you guys. You guys screw up that guy. You screw up that guy. Then all of us will screw up that guy. And there's gonna be more going on than I can even follow. Oh god, damage on Adair. That's not great news for me. But I can help. Low endurance, human skeleton, that's fine. That is a-okay with me. You can take the human skeleton. There goes yep, Yaskar's target's gone. Target destroyed, endurance. That's also good. It's like, oh no, your poor summons are getting low on health. But that's fine. I am a-okay with this. Whoa! What was that? What was there? Is that just a de-summon of the skeletons? That was spooky. Boy, it'd be nice if we could leave combat. Is this like a bug that I can't... Do I have to load my save? The hedges grow in shaggy heaps, shot through with weeds and tall grasses. Only weeds grow in this dusty patch. Do I have to load my save? I can't pick up loot. I think we're kind of just generally screwed right now. Man. Shadows are just not very dangerous, are they? I can't read that. Frayed lengths of rope and a few chips are scattered across the workbench. Every single passive thing from the chants is causing the combat log to update. So I can't read things that happen in chat now. Can I go over here? Seems like I can't go behind this building. Oh, he's gonna die quickly. Yep. That's it for the will-o-wisp. One side of this pillar is graven with hundreds of whorls and ridges. Even under a layer of grime and moss, the Adra gleams. Lizard skins, knuckle bones, and teeth of various sizes lie among the weeds. Distressing. Right, none of your per encounter spells are coming back, are they?
Yes. Yes. effect worse than wrath.
Well, that didn't hit anything. All right. That's unfortunate, but I believe I'm going to have to load an old save, and I'll see you guys after I replay the last 20 minutes of gameplay, basically. I guess I was sloppier the second time around. Look at this party taking their damage. Alright, so we got two primary doors. One is that one. That is a door icon, yeah, so you can use that door. And then there's this one over here. Let's try the building first. The smaller, more self-contained building.
You must gather your
party before venturing forth. Like one of the only times you hear the narrator of the game, isn't it? How big is this building? Excuse me? Didn't seem very big from the outside. The sour odors of rancid grain and spoiled fruit permeate the air. Dust and rusted utensils cover the countertop. Rats skitter among the broken stairs. This place is a mess. Probably not a combat area right now. Seems to be a poke about the ruins, mostly. The shelves creak under the books. Many of the covers are mottled with mildew. Cobwebs bind the remains of a broken alembic, a cracked mortar, and various shattered bottles and vials to the table. This place is a shit show. But nothing's going on here at the moment. Let's get our asses back out there. Yeah, I guess Wisp must have just like vanished from existence for a while there. Kind of alarming and not very helpful when it goes and does that. But that's what happened. It just was gone. It was weird. They're like, nah, no more Wisp. Bye-bye. And I had to replay a chunk because I had not quick saved like at all since I had gone inside the entire place. Whoops. So a new reason to quick save more often, not only just because of the danger of just abruptly losing a fight and then having to go back to a save, but also you can lose a fight without losing a fight.
Well, that's unusual.
Whispers of Yenwood. Okay. Unique sword, one-handed. 20% of graze is converted to hits, plus 5 accuracy against spirits, 25% bonus damage against spirits, 2 constitution, minus 3 will. Ah. Heavily enchanted. Its blade, covered with graceful Glenfathan engravings, Whispers of Yenwood was once the sword of the first Road Warden of Caed. When the Earl of Yenwood appointed Caed Edart, the young lord feared the spirits that were rumored to dwell under the young castle's foundation. He spent a sizable sum to have the black Imran steel forged shipped to the eastern reach for engraving by the Earl's Glenfathan slave artisans, and enchanted in New Dunrid. There's a density of proper nouns in these games. Caed is known to have used the sword in the Battle of Old Giran and to help the neighboring Redricks suppress an uprising in Gilded Vale, but there is no recorded use of it in Caed. Over time, Caed began to believe that the sword had been cursed by the Glenfathan artists who decorated it. He confided in those close to him that he thought the spirits of the dead were speaking to him through the blade while he slept. One evening, against the pleas of his wife and soldiers, a maddened Caed carried the sword deep into the misty woods of Eir Glenfath. His body was never recovered, but the next road warden, the Earl assigned to Caed, found it waiting for him on the throne in the keep's great hall. None of the soldiers could explain how the sword had appeared there. No road warden has carried the sword since that day. It just kind of magically appeared upon the throne, and then they apparently just like, I'm not using it. I'm done with that. What the fuck? It's spooky. Seems to be the takeaway. I can still enchant it with one of these. I could also add fine. I can go all the way up to superb, apparently. Because, its current enchantments are not that. It's got reliable slaying and of constitution. Slaying spirit. Burning lash. Huh. It has a bunch of positives, but then one noticeable negative. This reduction of will. Probably a pretty strong weapon, though. Both these characters are currently using two-handed weapons. So I guess one question is, do I think it might be better than what I'm using right now? Gaun's share. Yeah, that's the weapon with life leech. So he self-heals automatically and is getting healed by two of the other characters constantly, and he has life leech, which is pretty nice. I suppose it makes more sense than his regular fine sword. So it can be his alternate for when he wants to switch to a weapon. That makes a kind of sense, I suppose. Cool, crazy, cursed weapon. Hopefully it doesn't murder him in his sleep or something. It was just sitting here in a pot. In a vase. Having a chill time. Oh, no. Kana, you seem to have found your way to the front of the class. A little too abruptly, even. Okay. Wait, which one was that? I meant to do combusting wounds. Let's screw some dudes up. I set this up to also do... It has a bonus against vessels, but these are spirits. The bonus accuracy helps the party. Targets are slowly going down, so that's good. Would like to buff up the party a bit if I can. This is a somewhat dangerous little fight. Oh, he still hasn't cast combusting wounds. There he goes. Ooh. Kana's going to die now. Oh boy. Did he get crit? 22 freeze. Oh, he's getting hit by sneak attacks. Where is Kana in this mess? I can't see very well. Adair, Yaskia, Kana. Nobody's currently attacking Yaskia, so let's get him to try to make more of a mess of this. And with the way he's going down, maybe I should just sort of aggressively go for one of your specials. Okay, Phantom went down. Ooh, Kana. Ooh, Kana. We could try to do something here. There we go. Pooh. Pooh hoo 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 hoo. You had a bit of trouble there, huh? This is why we don't want you at the front of class. Camping is not allowed in this area. Okay. I guess I'll go outside then. Didn't realize we had new rules around here. Oh, Kana. Oh yeah, I should have given Kana a point of survival. Just so he could have damage reduction, because why not? It's just a flat, positive change to have. I can't level you up again, can I? The points are saved, but I don't think I can cast them, spend them until I level up again. So we'll have to wait for a bit. But the time will come. And then you'll have 1 damage reduction whenever we rest in a place, and that's pretty swell. Wouldn't you say? The gray and brown pelts of mice flit between the boards. Brazier's chains are rigid with rust. That's a doorway to something? Oh yeah, this is a very tiny area. Oh! The steward. As you come to the end of the Great Hall, you perceive an inviting warmth radiating from a grand throne wrought out of marble, its masterful artistry out of place amidst the castle's more practical stonework. The veiled face of a woman is carved above the throne's backing, watching over the room with hollow eyes. As you approach, you feel the warmth fluctuate, as though stirring. A voice rings out from the carving permeating the fortress through stone and air.
Another watcher in Caed, glowing very brightly indeed to these eyes. What strange happenstance.
You know who I am?
One could hardly mistake it. You're burning like a candle. Of course, I also know what to look for. In any case, I assume you're here looking for Maerwald.
Are you imprisoned in that throne?
Imprisoned? At times it feels that way, I suppose. But it's more that I reside here. The throne was brought up from the ruins. One of the first things they found. As a last favor to a dying woman, the Earl arranged for me to be moved into it. Audra is an accommodating vessel for a soul. Oh, it's not as confining as it seems. I can feel the whole keep from here, and all things that are tied to it. There's something about this throne and its construction. Or maybe it's something about this place.
Tell me more about Maerwald.
He was a great man. He came here one day, young with long hair and polished armor, and he banished the dark things that had come to lurk in this place after centuries of neglect. He could see the beauty of this place, the way it had been, so he claimed it for his own when no one else would take it. We worked together to restore it. But he began to grow distant some time ago. He never told me why. He retreated deeper and deeper into the keep, never leaving, sending servants for food, hiding himself from my sight. The restoration stopped. Now, to look at the place, you'd never know the progress we'd made. In most places, it's worse than it ever was. And all I can do is watch it crumble around me.
Any idea where I can find Maerwald?
I can feel his presence faintly somewhere deeper inside the keep. But he uses his gifts to confound me, and my senses are dulled while he does so. I only wish I could know his mind.
Farewell.
Take care in your search. Many dangers lie in wait here.
Ooh. Door's just gonna go and mysteriously open, huh? There's no follow-up. No additional context. The brazier's chains are rigid with rust. Let's poke through here first. Oh, hey.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
It's just empty. It's the treasury. Well. Staircase over there, doorway over here, hallway over here. A lot of branches to keep an eye on. Ooh.
Been out playing soldier again, have we? Go wash up and come help me shuck these peas.
As you draw near, the apparition in front of you resolves into an elven woman. Her stringy hair is tied back, and she tugs at a loose thread on her apron. There's a distant, hollow look in her eyes until she notices you. A frail smile descends like a veil over her face. She turns from you long enough to produce a basket that, like her, is shimmering and semi-transparent. And no complaints. You've got to eat your vegetables if you want to grow up big and strong like a real soldier one day. Just like we agreed, right? She watches you out of the corner of her eye.
Soldiers are important people. They defend the weak and punish the wicked. You're too young to understand now, but there are lots of wicked people. People like the man who murdered your father.
Remind me what happened to, my father.
Before you were born, the Glanfathans attacked settlers like us. They said we'd knocked over some of their special Adra rocks. That's why they call it the Broken Stone War. They got very angry, and so they came into our villages and killed many people. Your father was one of them.
He was one of the people the Glanfathans killed? That's what I said. Her voice is low and hoarse, and her hand is frozen over the basket. Something dark and empty clouds over her eyes.
That's why you'll be a soldier one day. To protect and to avenge. Why don't you go back out and play? I'll finish up here.
She was bleeding. All right, well, we have three different paths that take us to different maps entirely. Bit of a surprise because that map was so small. But let's poke around. An ivory oh yeah, it's just a spider. These are standard-ish. We're good. We're fine. Most of the spiders aren't even going for us, huh?
Sure.
No, I see him. It's good. I'm forming a formation right now. There we go. Get him. Focus fire them to oblivion. I guess it's not entirely necessary anymore. Target destroyed is no longer entirely necessary because I set up their AI to automatically pick new targets. That was a solution for a problem where there was a much better solution, which I now have implemented. Ooh boy. Careful. Okay, you retarget. They need a melee combatant to help them out here. God, you do a lot of damage with a melee weapon for a kind of spellcaster, don't you? Okay. I didn't mean to do disengage, I just wanted to slightly move so our tank could actually help. There we go. Get him. If we don't stop chanting, we get to keep going. Oopsie. Lightning. Ooh, I should have checked to see if that had friendly fire or not. Oh no. Foe AoE. Okay, it magically only damages the enemy. That's good to know. Haha, that would have been bad. Thrice she was wronged, and thrice justly avenged. Is it only spider people? Yep. That's fun. Who doesn't like a good old cone of lightning?
New orders, Lieutenant. Ready your squad.
A spectral man arrayed in armor and an officer's cloak studies a single sheet of paper. You can see straight through to the ducal and idea insignias on his breastplate. He seems to read over the page several times before looking up at you. When he does, his expression is unreadable.
There's been a change of plans. Take your squad and march south all the way to the bow in the river. Bring a wagon team and a dozen barrels of pitch.
His voice falters and he shakes his head. The hand holding the paper drops to his side. Tell me about the orders.
The instructions come from Admet Hadred himself, which means they might as well have come from the Duke. We're to burn those hut dwellers out. Set fire to the deerwood so they've nowhere to retreat. Cut them down when they come out, or let them blaze if they won't.
A ghostly sigh forms a mist in front of his lips.
It'll make this even shorter than the broken stone war, all right. And we can only hope it'll discourage future conflicts. I know this is personal for you. It is for many of us. But understand, we're doing this to end this war, not to continue the last one. Remember that we're flushing out the enemy, not burning villages for sport. Bareth will have his work cut out for him tonight.
People seem to always not quite know that I am who I think I am. They seem to not always necessarily know that I am a new person existing in a later era. They kind of transplant me as being somebody from their memories or their era and react to me as if I'm in the context and as if I exist normally in their context. This Caed is rough with splinters. Long abandoned. They're not just memories. They're not just echoes of the past that are repeating lines they said once, because they've reacted to me before. Which suggests that they can understand me on some level. Party gained a bunch of experience, but now it's split. Yep. It'll take a little while to get that meter full again. Where they seem to be able to interact with me, they just don't seem to necessarily be able to perceive their own mortality and the contexts that they currently exist in.
We'll take those farmers by surprise. Almost time. Di and Heather scouted the village last night. They're rounding up the rest of the party now.
He grins wickedly beneath a thatch of wild hair. What party?
Don't worry. Everyone remembers the raid was your idea. The Rio had to go along with it after you'd gotten the rest of the clan riled up. No one wants it said that the Nine Claws were too cowardly to stand with the rest of the tribe when the foreigners desecrated our ruins.
The Rio. The ragged stripes of paint on his face twist as he laughs. You may not like them, but they're still our elders for now. A dead, gray tooth peers from between his lips. That was clever, drawing the support of the community first. By the time you approached the Rio, they had no choice but to support us. There's no doubt you'll join our ranks one day, so long as no farmer's pitchfork fells you tonight. He laughs.
The tribes need more leaders like you. Women who value deeds over words.
He reaches towards your cheek, but stops midway, his splayed fingers quivering as a tremor of doubt runs through him.
You were right. We were too soft when the foreigners first came, and now they humiliate us. We'll be soft no more, and the invaders will learn to leave us alone once and for all.
Yeah, they definitely transplant
I'll give it a try.
me into their memories
As requested.
and just kind of look past the obvious gaps.
No. Keep away from us. Leave us!
A large liver-spotted man, barrel-chested and paunchy, cowers in the far corner of the room. His white hair is tangled, stringy mess. He covers his face and chest with trembling hands, unable to look in your direction.
Maybe we should come back later?
Are you Maerwald? He looks up over his hand, the muscles around his eyes twitching. He begins whispering to himself in sharp hisses, as though having an argument. All at once he stops shaking, a sudden calmness falling over him. His head tilts forward slightly, and he looks you dead in the eye like a cornered animal about to pounce. His voice turns suddenly raspy.
Mayor Wald isn't here, and he isn't fooled. He has sent for no callers. Be gone, deceiving spirit!
I'm a watcher. I met a woman in the Gilded Veil who thought you could help me.
Mayor Wald will speak with you, but you will maintain your distance, or you'll have me to answer to. Come to speak to Mayor Wald? Mayor Wald whose touch is poison? Mayor Wald who knows not his effect?
He keeps shifting personas and voices and postures. I was told I am a watcher, and that you could tell me more about it. And about, tablet of some worth after that. Once you two are finished, of course. Not the time.
Window to the ether, where spirits dwell. Peer and reach into it. Speak and listen through it. A watcher sees souls, reads them, knows their pasts, souls of the living, souls of the dead, an empath, and the souls see them back. Used it to help beings in both realms, did I. What the gods wanted of me, thought I. The gods put me in the world for vengeance, and I obliged. It was the gods' wishes that we protect those lands. My way was the only way to remove the foreigners. Little I knew.
I was accosted by spirits on my way here. What do they want?
No! No! Forgive me! Forgive me!
He covers his mouth with his hand, his breaths convulsing, his eyes red and exhausted. You seem to have lost your mind.
Lost? No. Found more of it. Too much. Too much to bear. An awakening.
Aloth's eyes narrow as he looks at the old man. How could a simple awakening have driven you to this? It seems to me like all of his past lives of his soul are all becoming aware and returning at once. So he's got like almost like a form of split of a divided personality, but via actual real past lives. You mean you remember your past lives?
Something reminds. Memories stirred. Memories before birth. Other bodies. Other times. Memory, personality, identity, any might resurface. Or all.
And I seem to be having a conversation with several of them right now.
Ghosts of the mind. Maerwald has lost control. Maerwald's body no more.
The spirits I passed. What are they?
Spirits and not spirits. Always whispering to Maerwald. reminding him of his mistakes. No sleep. Watchers see memories before them, form them from the essence of their own souls. Once Maerwald awakened, he could not make them leave. Gave them more form, not less.
The spirits are memories from previous lives.
Troubled memories, angry memories, pulling Maerwald back, reminding him his mistakes. Marauder and soldier, soldier and marauder, how could they know?
How do you tell a spirit from a memory?
Fragmented are memories. Stuck in time, mindless, cruel, never far.
Why do these past lives still trouble you?
My fault. All my fault. Soldier and marauder, and Maerwald. No forgiveness for what's past. No undoing what's done. No sleep. No sleep for the Watcher. War there was all around. War of stone, war of tree.
War of Tree? Oh, of course, the Broken Stone War, and the War of Black Trees. This was in the early period of Adiran colonization. Fighting between the Deerwood colonists and the native Glenfathans, you see, but that was a long time ago.
Death we brought to the settler men. We, the 9 Claws. Claws of 9. Worse what we did to the women. For love of the gods. The gods' love. For their love.
I met one of your memory spirits. There was talk of raiding a village. Maerwald's voice became raspy. And he is somewhere else, in time and place, speaking to someone unseen.
Hold her down. Head her. Give this hattie a bitch an heir that belongs in Air Glotfath.
Maerwald cringes himself again, watching something he can't bear to see. Shaking his head, over and over he wails. His soul is marked by flame, and those marks will never heal. His trial has broken him, but better than to live in weakness. Take your time. It's over now. It was long ago. Continue when you're ready.
The boy. The boy. The baby boy. The boy. Conceived in the raid. Conceived by force. Vessel for marauder. Slain in the raid. Marauder and the boy. Marauder and soldier.
A baby conceived by the raider? What do you mean it was a vessel for him?
For the soul. Marauder's soul. Same soul. One soul. Boy's soul. Marauder's soul. Raised in lies and vengeance. Raised to soldier. Raised for the fire. Born for the fire.
And that was his mother I met in the keep. You told him his father was killed by the raiders.
You'll get no pity from me. The crimes of the 9 Claws clan in the last war are still unavenged. But the gods are just. They have led me here. In my father's name, every one of you will burn. Light it.
Eloth looks at the old man in horror. Bay the Usher's crooked band. Maerwald's shoulders slump. He rocks back and forth, agitated. He mutters to himself, oblivious to your presence.
Soldier and marauder, lies and vengeance, and dead villages. All dead. All dead. What for? What for?
Whatever the reason, I don't think we're meant to know.
How little we know.
I've seen apparitions like those elsewhere, since I became a watcher.
Oh, no, 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 no. You too. You too.
All at once, in spite of his abject misery, his expression changes to one of utmost sympathy. Poor man. Poor man.
They will take you too.
Elith's eyes dart between you and Maerwald. What exactly does he mean? Surely something can be done. You're saying I'll end up like you.
So fragile the Watcher's mind. So real his memories. Once awakened, how can he sleep?
If I'm awakened to a past life, how would that have happened?
You were reminded of it. Strong memories, lingering lives, they dwell near the surface, waiting to be remembered, waiting to take your mind for their own. Maerwald sat at his hearth and watched his fire, watched the wood burn. Then came the memory of another fire and burning wood and screams.
His face trembles involuntarily. There must be some way to make these memories go away.
No. Always there. Always remembered. Can't forget. Can't unsee.
I didn't just remember. Someone caused this. They wore masks and spoke of books and keys and a queen. There was a man there. He seemed familiar to me.
Keys of lead. Books of burden. Queens that were. Known to me are they. The leaden key.
The leaden key? It seems we share an enemy, Jaskier. Assassins and watcher wakers both. They certainly keep busy. What can you tell me about this leaden key?
Secrets. Secrets and deceptions and schemes. Who knows their answers? Not they. Not they. Crossed them before. Hatred of watchers, hatred and fear. Much we see. Threat to secrets.
Who is this queen they pray to?
Woodica. Goddess. Crown shattered and body burned. Binder of oaths and grudge holder. Bearer of justice. But whose?
If the leaden key caused my awakening, could they undo it?
Many secrets do they keep. Unawaken? Mayhap. Who else if not they?
Do you know where I might find the leaden key?
City of Defiance. Never far from the Queen.
I need to go, so I can search for this man for the leaden key.
Sleep well. Sleep well. Hold! I know your will die. Your actions were seen. You would sooner betray us to the Adir land thieves than take orders from me.
You're confusing me with someone from a past life.
Your betrayal is for nothing. Your warnings are lost on these foreigners, and their blood will be Gallowayne's tribute this night. I have asked the elders for the honor of claiming your head as my first trophy, and they have granted it. Beg for the Seeker God to grant you a quick death.
That's not good. What are these? Oh god. He's got a whole team ready. Okay, no, that worked. That was able to open up the group a little bit, I suppose. Oh boy. Weapon effective Kana. We're just gonna have to live with that for a bit, I think. There we go. This is unfortunate. Wow. Wow. Yeah, he's a boss fight. He's a genuine risk. There he goes. There is a change in the air of the keep. What was thick and suffocating feels to you somehow more breathable, as though yielding to a conquering invader. Maerwald's body lies inert. You can feel the soul lingering there, uncertain. There's something unique about this soul in this place. A bond formed in decades of inhabitants and lordship that feels somehow palpable to you. And though even in death, the keep knows its former master. And the former master remembers his keep. We became speaker of the restless, to the restless. In your mind's eye, the bond seems to you as a frayed rope, ghostly and alive, its frayed ends writhing like tide pool and enemies. And you find that if you concentrate on it, you have the ability to manipulate its strands. So you can either bind him here, set him free, or devour him, basically. Which is distressing. He apparently loved this place, and the other spirit seems happy to be here, but it'd be nicer if I could ask him. But it seems like this would be a way to access the original him without him being lost in madness. As if you repair the rope, binding Maerwald's soul here as an eternal warden. The frayed pieces twist and fuse, and as the bond strengthens, the fibers become metal, and the rope becomes a chain. You watch as Maerwald's soul recedes into the floor, melding with it, spreading thin across it until it is one with the entire place, a silent guardian. Silent? You won't be able to speak like the other one did? We'll leave that for a moment. We're overdue to end the episode. We'll deal with the ramifications in a moment.